Hi ladies, welcome to Conscious Divas TV. Today I wanted to share with you about breaking habits and what it really takes to move through some of the bad habits that we've become accustomed to. And this has really come up in my life, and that's why I felt like I wanted to share it, because I've really had a huge aha around a bad habit that I've really picked up. And what it is that although I appear, I tend to be very optimistic and positive, and I'm always wanting to shift things in a great way in my own personal life, what I've really adopted is this quality of like always wanting things to be better. So in becoming like a personal growth junkie, I guess, it's like I often forget to stop and really appreciate what's great, and instead it's like, oh, what can make it better? And that's kind of the first thing I tend to see. And the interesting thing is I don't see this in other people, but I see it in myself a lot. And then as a result, because Suki is my soulmate, my best friend, and my husband, unfortunately I see the same thing in what he creates and does. And how that's created a little bit of a challenge is that he's always creating really amazing content and videos and things like that. And then the minute he shows me, my marketing mind goes on, or my how can we make this better goes on. And I tend to forget to see all of the amazing things about what he's created. And I'm like, oh, this is what we could do to make it better. And I've started to realize how that can really deflate someone, and how that also deflates me in my personal life. In the things that I create, I'm never really able to sort of bask in the celebration of it. And so I started thinking about how I would shift this. And what sort of came up from myself, and then also through conversations with Suki, was that sometimes in the beginning when you want to shift a habit, it's going to require you to really practice, or you're going to have to get motivated. So now that I've become aware of this in a new way, I'm motivated to shift it, because ultimately I want to love and really support and be my own cheerleader, but I also want to love and support and be Suki's cheerleader for everything that he's creating and doing, because it's magic and it's wisdom that people want to hear, and that's really changing people's lives. And so one of the things that I talked about is that in the beginning, I may need to be motivated to change that. So when I look at something, I might have to remind myself and be like, oh, what are the good things about it? Because I've created a habit for so many years to think about how could I make it better, and how could I improve, or how could he make it better, and how could he improve? And so in the beginning, it really starts with just a motivation to do it. And then what happens is as you start to continuously shift what you're looking at. So in my circumstance, I'm going to shift to only look for the good things and forget about how it can be improved. It's perfect and amazing just as it is, and things will naturally evolve and grow as we do as human beings. And so my first step is that, and what I feel is that that's really cultivating a muscle. And it takes 21 days, consecutive days, to create a new neural pattern. So my first goal is to do that. And then the other thing that I've incorporated is that every single day, actually not for 21 days, but I'm committed for every single day for the next 365 days to write myself a note about what's amazing about what I've done, or what's amazing about me, and what are the things that are great, and as well to do the same for Suki. Because it's so important to really have that gratitude and to see those things. And I feel like in so many areas of my life, I am optimistic, but I want to tweak this. And so what I want to share is that if you want to make a change in your life and you want to change a habit, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And I don't mean being inauthentic or out of integrity, but what I mean is that sometimes it's going to be a little bit more harder work to change a habit that you've already created. You might have to be like, oh, that's awesome, or you might have to really shift it, but you might have to force yourself to see the awesome, or you might have to force yourself to go to the gym when you don't really want to go. But after you start going for a while and you have that repetition, you then become inspired from within. And inspired, as Wayne Dyer says, is in spirit. And so our goal is to get to a place of being inspired from within, instead of motivated by a circumstance that's causing us to want to make that change. And so I invite you to join me on this, and to look in your life and see where possibly you want to make a change, and to know that at first you're going to have to do the work to make the change, to cultivate a new habit, and then you're going to bask in the rewards of it once it becomes inspired action. I hope you enjoyed today's video vlog, and I look forward to doing more of them.